Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Things are getting a little hairy with COVID. Today's guest is Paul Ganem. He is the CEO of Deadlow Brewing, a brewery located in California, Ohio, just a quick drive over the river. And they have a whole lot to offer, so I'm excited for you guys to hear that conversation. I want to thank our podcast sponsors, CVG, our title sponsor, C. Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsors, Haran and Heartland Bank. Like I mentioned, things are getting a little bit crazy out there with COVID-19. I hope you all are doing safe and well. I just recently recovered from COVID. It is not fun. Like I said, we've seen a dramatic rise in cases throughout the region, and Omicron is now one of our most dominant strains. In partnership with our local health officials, the Northern Kentucky Chamber is continuing to strongly encourage vaccinations, boosters, masking, and social distancing. Please be safe and well out there, and remember that we believe good health is good business, and take care of yourselves. Before we get into our interview with Paul Ganem, I want to talk to you guys about an exciting event that we have coming up, the Northern Kentucky Chamber Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast. The 13th Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast, sponsored by PNC, will take place on Thursday, February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. The event theme is Celebrate Your Now, and will encourage attendees to acknowledge the challenges and obstacles that they have overcome and recognize their accomplishments and embolden them to live in the now. The 2022 event will feature keynote speaker Christy Demertakis, a seasoned business professional and president and founder of the Empowered Speaker. The Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast will also include the presentation of the 9th Annual Debbie Simpson Spirit of Achievement Award to Melissa Lutz, principal at Champlin Architecture. We hope you guys will join us for that event. It's going to be a great one. It is open to men and women, so please join us in attending that. It's going to be a great one. Now, let's hear our members of the week and hear from some of our sponsors, and then we will have a conversation with Paul. Thanks, guys.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C. Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C. Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C. Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. Vision One Eye Care Center is a family-forward practice founded 40 years ago. Golden Gelato is a small gelato shop located in Covington, Kentucky. They specialize in traditional, handcrafted Italian-style ice cream sorbet, along with a variety of vegan flavors. The Plastic Surgery Group's mission is to help you look great at every age. MEBS Counseling is a community-based agency providing a variety of evidence-based behavioral health services in the Northern Kentucky area. Cancer Free Kids' mission is to eradicate cancer as a life-threatening disease in children by funding promising research that might otherwise go unfunded. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. I am here with Paul Ganem. He is the CEO of Deadlow Brewing. Paul, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right into it. You are one of the co-owners and you are the CEO of Deadlow Brewing in California, Ohio. So talk to me about your brewery.
Well, again, appreciate the time. This is, I think, a great introduction, perhaps, to your viewers in Northern Kentucky. Our brewery is directly across the river. We're the first, one of the first businesses located along the river as you enter into Ohio. So you cross the 275 bridge and you either go right down towards Coney and Riverbend and Belterra and Grove Park, the restaurant there, or you go left and Deadlow Brewing is right there on the corner on Kellogg Avenue. I've had a passion for brewing beer for many, many years. My partner, Kyle Havens, and my sister, actually, Christine Ganem, Christine Hall, are partners here, and we had a passion for beer. And we had a vision years ago to find a space that was inviting and open and safe for friends and family to gather. And we found this incredible location. It's a former wedding and reception banquet hall. The main tap room is a very large and inviting space, and it's directly in front of the ball fields. There's the softball fields right behind us, and so it was so inviting. And we were lucky enough to purchase the building, and we converted the main area into the tap room. It has a very large kitchen attached to it, so we knew immediately that we weren't just going to open, a standard brewery that offered pizza or barbecue. We wanted something for everybody. We designed a very broad and delicious menu. We partnered with a kitchen partner. We wanted to brew beer. We wanted somebody else to cook the food. So we have a great relationship with Dave Rinderly, who's our kitchen partner. And, quickly designed a space that allowed people to come and drink fantastic beer and have excellent food. Top 5 restaurant, top 5 chef in the first 4 months that we were open. And it just created a space that people were just very comfortable and happy with. So, that's kind of the basics of it. We're very blessed with the space and the location. And, I can't say much more about it. It's just a great space. If you haven't been there, you just got to come and experience it.
Yeah, you guys have that prime location right off Kellogg Avenue. And like you said, right in front of the baseball fields. I'm sure you guys get a lot of people from there.
Yeah.
One of the things you mentioned before we started interviewing was that you are really focused on being family friendly. So can you talk kind of about the environment and the culture that you guys have tried to create over there?
Sure. Absolutely. You look at our staff, a lot of them are brothers and sisters and cousins and friends. And, we have a younger staff. There are a lot of local high school students and college students or college grads, recent college grads. And they bring just a fun atmosphere. They're hardworking. What makes a business successful is not the business or the business plan or the amount of money that you put into it or the building. It's the people. It's service. And people go out when they go out with their friends or their family. I believe they're going out to get served. They want someone else to help them have a wonderful experience. And our staff, the people that leave their reviews, it's so positive. And every single time it's because of the server or the server's assistant, the the bar staff, the kitchen comes out and talks to people about the food that they're making. It's just super friendly and very inviting and warm and comfortable and fun, right? And so breweries in general are about the experience. And I think when you walk through the space, if you come 5 times in a row, you're going to have a different experience because of the way that it's set up, the seating arrangements, the decor, the ambiance in each area, each room is a little bit different. And so that's the main thing, is the experience and the customer service that we tend to provide. It's superb. 5-star. These guys are the best people that I've ever worked with. We joke that we're no longer building a brewery, we're managing people. And, thank God we have an incredible staff that they pretty much manage themselves. They're great. So that's the first thing. The other is, it is family friendly. We're in the heart of the entertainment district in Cincinnati. You have the horse track and Belterra, the Racino, they call it. And right next door, you have one of the premier music venues in the country. Right next to that is the largest in-ground recirculating swimming pool in the United States, Coney Island. I mean, it's iconic, it's historic, and talk about family friendly. I mean, that's Coney Island. I grew up there. We all grew up there.
Yeah.
From Cincinnati. And then now you come under the bridge and you go a couple of steps down. We're in walking distance to all of those, great venues. And then you come to the softball fields. You got 5 major softball fields located directly behind us. And there's kids playing. There's Champions indoor training facility right next door. It's kids, it's families, it's people from all over the country when they come for their tournaments. Softball is great. It's fun. And, you add good beer in there. We trend to the lighter end of the spectrum probably for a very good reason. For guys that
coming over to drink like a stout after baseball.
Yeah, it's hard to drink a bunch of stouts when you're tossing softball around. But and when the families are there watching their kids play ball, they come across the street and grab some wings, grab a pizza, have a salad, have a fish sandwich. I mean, and then they might have a beer or two, or the kids come in after their game and the whole team is there, and you can get 4 pizzas and feed everybody, and they get root beer, and it's awesome. And then we're dog friendly, right? It's the dead low dogs is a big theme. We've got a huge outdoor space. Bring your dog. You can bring your cat, as far as we care. It doesn't matter, but it's just fun.
Yeah. You guys also have, in addition to being fun, you guys also have a very cool program called Beer It Forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about that one. That one is a really unique program, I think. It
is near and dear to us. It was one of the first things that we put out there. I never served in the military. This is one way that we can serve back to our military community and family. I have many family and friends that are active duty, reserve, or retired ex-military. If we can do anything, we can buy them a beer. And so Beer It Forward started with anyone can come in and purchase beer for $5 or a seltzer. Anything we brew in-house, they can buy for $5, no matter what it is. And we put a little plaque up that they fill out. And if a veteran comes in, or we recognize they're in the military, or they say, hey, I'm a military guy or gal, someone has already bought them a beer. So that's kind of how it had started. It was real simple. It's just cheers to you. Thank you. Welcome home. Here's a beer. And, and then COVID hit. So we expanded that to first responders. I also have a lot of friends and family that are firefighters, EMTs, police. So if you're one of them, you can come in and someone's purchased a beer for you. When COVID truly became our lives, we extended it to frontline healthcare providers. And if you're a doctor or a nurse, you work in the hospitals, you're taking care of our family and friends, then somebody's already bought you a beer in our Beer It Forward program. And then when we were allowed to go back to school, right, our families had to go back to school wearing masks, and our teachers had to teach, with a mask on. And so we changed the program again and modified it to call it Teach It Forward. So if you're a teacher, somebody already bought you a beer, or if you're a school administrator, you do anything to support our children while they're in school 8 hours a day, you absolutely deserve a beer or a seltzer. So come in to Deadlow, someone's already bought you a beer. That's the Beer It Forward program. It's just the tip, I think, of our philanthropy. We don't have our own individual 501c3 or nonprofit necessarily, but we do support a lot of the local charitable events that are happening, whether it be a local school raising money for a trip or a soccer club or a volleyball or basketball, whatever it might be. We try to bring them in and give them at least a space that they can raise money. Beer It Forward, it really grew to become much more than our core values. It's what we want everybody to do,
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And speaking of growth, not just your philanthropic efforts, you guys are also working on some really exciting plans in 2022 and working on making it easier to find you guys on this side of the river.
That's right. I mean, how great is this that we have such a vibrant, growing, family-friendly community in Northern Kentucky. A lot of people joke that it's the greater Cincinnati area, and we've adopted Northern Kentucky. It's kind of goes both ways.
Yeah.
The Ohio Ocean is not that big to cross, and so I love going to Northern Kentucky. My sister Christine lived in Fort Thomas for years and years. I couldn't get her to think about coming back to Cincinnati. So the people are great. The facilities are great. Everything you guys are doing, it's beautiful over there. And you're right across the river. NKU, for instance, is the closest university to us. We've got a lot of friends and family that are students or alumni there. We are like 3.5 miles from campus. My brother's an ER doc at St. Elizabeth Hospital. They have a huge partnership with NKU and some facilities on campus as well. So it's just a natural partnership and friendship and marriage. There's a lot of that symbiotic relationship is just huge. So we've just most recently partnered with NKU. We're sharing the beer garden. Anybody that's been at BB&T Arena is familiar with their great beer garden space above the arena floor. And we've partnered with Rebel Metal Brewing, which is they're actually alumni. The guys that run Rebel Metal. It's a brewery down in OTR. And so they're on one side of the beer garden, we're on the other side. We've got some delicious beers on tap during games, and the kiosks will be expanded into in the future for other events around the stadium, where we're hoping to do seltzers. We brew our own seltzer in-house. It's superb, and you can add your own flavoring to it, so it's pretty unique there. And we do some great advertising with them, and we brought the coaches show. They have an excellent coaches show. A lot of these schools do Monday or Tuesday night broadcast where there's an hour on the radio. We're on iHeartRadio. They come in and they set up and they do talk about a podcast. These guys are experts at it. They know how to run a radio show, and they're doing it in our main tap room every Tuesday. So we're just super excited to kind of, bridge that gap, bridge that Ohio River, and come across the river. We're all one city, if we can say that.
Not legally, but
not legally, but yeah. So anyway, that's part of the expansion. We're doing other things as well. We're distributing now, obviously, in Northern Kentucky. So some of the rules within the brewing industry are, some may say, a little antiquated, where every state obviously has their own rules. So we can't brew beer in Ohio and just self-deliver across the river to Northern Kentucky. So we partnered with Seligman, who is our new distribution partner. They're starting to help grow our exposure and get us into some of the local businesses and restaurants and stores in Northern Kentucky. And hopefully that will continue expanding. It's never been a major focus of ours to distribute, quite honestly. It's just not something we're necessarily interested in terms of fighting for shelf space. Deadlow is about the experience. We want butts in seats. We want people to gather. We want people to come and share a pint and a bite to eat with their friends and family. And you can't really do that in a grocery store buying a 6-pack on the shelf. So it's just never been a focus of ours. We do want our beer on tap in restaurants and so forth. So this is a really nice push for us to get out there. And we're doing it in Northern Kentucky. We're not even really doing it in Ohio or Cincinnati. I mean, we do self-distribute a little bit, but this relationship with BB&T Arena, Northern Kentucky University, Seligman, and others is, it's great. It's new to us, and we're just super excited about it. There's some other things in the works. We're adding a rather enormous deck off of the hillside overlooking the ball fields. We just got approval 2 days ago to begin construction.
Breaking news, guys.
Right. Really good
deck
news.
at Deadlow Brewing.
We will, come springtime, hopefully have a wonderful expansion and a celebration when that's all done with, more space for people to come and bring their dogs and hang out in the sun.
One of the things I thought was really interesting is how you all came up with your name. So before I let you go, tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. It's so Deadlow came to us. It found us. Deadlow is the story of life. When you look at the definition of Deadlow, it's the minimum depth the river is navigable, or really any body of water is navigable. For a canoe, it's 8 inches. For a flatboat, before the steam engine was created, it's 1 fathom or 6 feet. What they would say is Mark 1. For a paddle wheel or a steamboat, when you could bring goods back upriver, there were 20 sets of dams along the river, or falls rather, before the dams and locks were created. And you needed to surpass that minimum depth or you'd run aground and you wouldn't be able to, you'd wreck your boat, right? Life would come to a stop. So the minimum depth for a steamboat is 2 fathoms, or what they'd say is Mark 2. Or what we learned later is Samuel Clemens, he's, Mark Twain, the famous author. He would frequent Cincinnati often because of the steamboats. He loved the steamboats. He was a steamboat pilot, and he would hear the lead linesman mark the depth of the river by singing Mark Twain. And Mark Twain is Mark 2, or the minimum depth for a steamboat. So Mark Twain is Deadlow for a steamboat. At the end of the day, it all came together when we're trying to navigate uncertain waters. We're trying to, deliver quality goods and services to our patrons. We're trying to care and support and look out for the safety of our crew. It's like we're on a steamboat, and Deadlow is all about navigating uncertain waters and taking care of everybody, and ensuring that you don't run aground. So Deadlow is the story of life, and once we figured that out, Deadlow was born, and that's our story. We're not, we're sticking to it. So, but it's been great. It's so fitting that we could. There's no other name.
Yeah, it's stuck and it will stick.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Paul, thank you again so much for joining us today. I hope our podcast guests come and check you out if they haven't already. Like you said, it's literally just right across the river, very close for our Campbell County folks. So, Paul, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
So Heartland is celebrating its 110th anniversary this year. Recently, we partnered with the Kinkle family and the Fisher family in Northern Kentucky, Boone, Kenton, and Campbell counties. And we have 3 offices there to serve the Northern Kentucky region. Just remember, when the economy heats up, come see us at Heartland Bank, where banking really feels good.
Come on over to Heartland, where banking feels good.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Paul of Deadlow Brewing. And I hope if you guys have not already been there, you take that short drive over the river and check them out. Maybe you'll qualify for one of those Beer It Forward beers. I know I don't, but I think that is an incredible program. Thank you again to our sponsors, our title sponsor, CVG, our digital sponsor, C Crew Consulting, and our episode sponsors, Haran and Heartland Bank. Again, like I said, COVID is out there. I'm sure you guys can tell that I am still recovering. I'm still a little congested. We at the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce encourage you to get vaccinated, get boosted, mask, and social distance. Remember, good health is good business. And finally, if you're a member who would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you are not a member of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce and you're interested in being a member, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. You can find her contact information in our staff directory at nkychamber.com. Thanks again for joining us. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. Please be safe out there and be healthy, and I will see you next week.